Hello to my fellow YouTubers, I'm back in the shop again today, and I've had a couple things hanging around. I think it's time I make another project for myself, or for my wife rather. And I've had this piece of Spalted Maple plank hanging around for a while, and I've had a 19-inch I-beam hanging around. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just make a bench, either for our fire pit area or for our deck. I'm probably gonna take it, do a waterfall edge, drop the edge, weld a beam, another post in between the two, connect the points. So surprisingly, I found my old draw knife. It's been hanging out in a drawer for quite a while. And I got to sharpen it, pull the bark off this plank, grind it and sand it down, and then I'll make the waterfall edge. I'll miter it either with my rail saw or on my table saw and drop the edge and go from there. I'm not going to draw anything out. We're kind of going to just build this thing and see how it goes. So I'm using my small fine angle grinder with a 40 grit disc sandpaper on it. Alright, so I'm just over an hour in. I stripped the bark and rough sanded it with the grinder down to a 60 grit. So now I'm going to put on the table saw, make the miter, make the waterfall edge, drop it down, and then I'll cut in the I-beam at this end. I think it's gonna work. But because there is a curve on the top of this bench, I'm actually gonna grind down the I-beam to match that curve. So I'm gonna take some angle iron and weld it here so I'm able to bolt this top into the I-beam at this point. So with the Waterlocks product, it actually builds and adheres to itself. So you can achieve a really high gloss finish using it, or you can do what I'm going to do and put 4 light coats on. I use some steel wool in between, polish it out, rub it in, and just keep a really low luster finish, just enough to protect the wood itself. So I'm pretty happy with the 4 coats of the Waterlocks finish. So now all I'm going to do is rub it down with a little 4/0 steel wool and call it a day. I think that'll be my final finish. So I drilled out a couple 1/2-inch holes on the end of the leg, and I'm going to hammer in these carriage bolts. They'll act as button feet so the wood doesn't come into contact with the ground. Now the most fun part to this is always the final assembly. We'll take the I-beam that we made up, not light. Perfect. Thanks a lot for watching my bench build video. Be sure to subscribe because I have a lot more cool projects coming up and you're not going to want to miss them.